Hey guys, it is Brandy here from Dave and Brandy's Excursions here with a little bit different video today. I'm actually going to be sharing my IBD story since today is World IBD Day, which stands for Irritable Bowel Syndrome. So stay tuned and let's talk about what I got going on. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in January of 2015, which was right about 6 months before Dave and I got married on the Carnival Pride. I can remember during that time, actually that was the month I was going to get my wedding dress. Well, at least shop for my wedding dress, try it on and all that. But basically January was a blur to me. It all started right in December of obviously the previous month. I just was feeling a little bit off. I was constantly working. I was working long hours at work, not taking lunches regularly, and just running myself ragged, feeling a lot of stress at work, and then going to parties, eating a lot of junk food or rich food, and my body was in the gutter. In January, I think it was 2 days after New Year's Day, I believe, Dave and I went out to eat at a restaurant, and I could vaguely remember, well, actually, I could remember, it was chicken marsala that I was eating, and something just didn't taste right on it. And as soon as I got home, I was sick. I just felt horrible. Then, probably about 2 days later, I started feeling better, getting energy back. We went to a party over Dave's cousin's house, and anything that I ate went right through me. It was bad, and just embarrassing and bad. Then, luckily, the day after, I took the day off after that. It was on a Sunday. So, Monday, I took the day off, because I actually had a spa appointment that Dave bought for me for Christmas, so I decided to go that day. I could just remember the whole day I had no appetite, and none whatsoever. And I actually forced myself to eat a sandwich because obviously I needed something. So I went there, got facial, I got a massage, but I just really didn't enjoy it because I just felt off again. But I was just going home and I got sick again. I just felt crappy, literally crappy. And then right from then on, for the next few weeks, it involved a lot of doctor's visits, wondering what the heck I got going on with me. One point, my ankle swelled up, my left ankle. That was probably maybe 2 weeks after this all started. And I thought maybe I bumped my ankle going to the bathroom or twisted something. I had no idea. But after that, just make sure I had no blood clots, so I had to go for that. And an x-ray, they found what they thought was like a little fracture. It's like, okay, whatever. Maybe I did bump it. But as soon as I went to the orthopedics to get an air cast on it so it could heal, he says, that's not a break. And I can remember he thought it would look like fluid around it because it was swollen. He was taking the syringe and trying to draw whatever, if there was any liquid in it, and I was in tears because I was in so much pain from it, and nothing came out. So he recommended me to go to the nearest hospital, get some blood work, see what's going on with it, and he'll just read the blood work. So we go and do that. And we figured since we're there, maybe we'll go to the ER and see what's going on with me. Might as well, we're there. Fortunately, I had either a nurse's aide or a trainee, and an aide. I can't remember one or the other, but they sent me home with the flu and a sprained ankle. Okay. But the next day, I just remember I was like, I had no energy. I was laying on the couch. My fever was going from 98.6 to 103, then down to like 97, then 101. It was up and down a lot. So Dave called the doctor's office and they said, go to the ER because obviously there's something going on. So we go to the ER, waited a little bit, and of course when they go to check me, I was 98.6. Figures. But I can remember I was in the wheelchair. I was like lifeless. I had nothing to me. I lost 25 pounds between when this all started to that point. I wasn't taking anything in. And basically they got me admitted like to one of the bays in the ER. And I could just remember I was about getting ready for an iodine test to see what's going on with my GI. There was a male nurse that walked in. He looked at me, looked at my chart. He said, "You were here yesterday." I said, "Yeah." And they sent you home like this? And I said, "Yeah," basically. So, with that being said, he got them to admit me. I was in the hospital for about 6 days between different blood tests, colonoscopy, just kind of feeling out what's going on. I was on antibiotics. I was on steroids. I was other things to calm my gut down. I was on a clear diet for probably I think 3 of those days, which sucked. Because when I was in the hospital, I was starting to feel better. I was getting hydrated again and building myself up again. I was starving. So the clear diet sucked. But then I got to just more of a liquid diet. And then I remember, I think it was like second to the last day I was there, I actually got real food. And even though it was hospital food, it was like, oh my God, finally. But the end result was ulcerative colitis, which is an autoimmune disease that affects the large intestine. And I could just remember too, the GI doctor that did my colonoscopy was not the greatest person in the world, bedside manner wise. I went to do a recheck with him maybe a couple weeks later, and he didn't know if I had Crohn's. He wasn't sure if I had ulcerative colitis or some other, oh God, I can't remember what he said, some kind of other infection. I'm thinking to myself, really? You're the one that looked inside me. You don't know what I got? So, with that being said, I went and got a second opinion of like maybe, I think I went in April of that year. March or April, I can't remember, down the road. And they did confirm I had ulcerative colitis. It was a crazy thing that I had to go through in order for me to find out, like, what the heck is happening with me, you know? But, in result, I haven't had a flare-up to that extreme. Well, because at that point, I didn't know what it was. I kind of know my trigger. Like, if I know I'm feeling off or something's achy or if I'm getting weird pain in my, like, lower stomach region, I know what it is. And I always nip in the bud before it gets any worse. But all in all, I'm healthy for the most part. I keep it in check. I do take daily medication for it, which is actually the most minimal to keep the inflammation down, knock on wood. Once in a while, if I do have a flare-up, it's weird, either January or February, because everybody else is sick, and my immune system gets so run down because, honestly, it's an autoimmune disease, so I don't have the best immune system. And I just get sick, and then that happens, but I always nip it before it gets any worse. But otherwise, I've been good. Knock on wood again with that. So, in all, I know we obviously know we cruise a lot, and I don't let that get in my way. I know what to look for. I know what I can and cannot eat with that. Mainly my triggers that cause a flare are either, my number one is actually stress, because if a lot of stress causes a lot of inflammation in your body, therefore that would happen. Number two, a lot of like extremely hot, spicy foods I cannot eat. I could have like mild to medium heat, like for wings. I'm a person who loves wings, but I can't see it hot. I remember one time I ate even like supersada, which is like almost like a pepperoni type thing. That year, it ended bad. My stomach just did not like it at all and just rejected it. So, lesson learned. And something that actually recently just popped up within the last year is seeds. Anything that's like a poppy seed, sesame seed, like those type of things, I cannot handle. But seeds like on like a strawberry, like the softer seeds like that, I could take. It's just the harder seeds. So I even stay away from blackberries because they have the harder seeds in them. So I don't do that. And even I've been kind of staying away from kiwi just because of those little seeds in the center too. But other than that, oh, and actually a lot of acid foods, like a lot of tomato sauce, wines. Like if I have an excess, no bueno, no good. But I definitely don't let it slow me down. I just make sure I take my medicine every day and just watch. That's all I really do. And every person that has a IBD disease is different. A lot of people say, oh, you can't have any spicy foods. You could barely eat anything. I could have beer. I could have alcohol. I could have a lot of like the roughage, like the salads, like with the lettuce, even fruits on like the skins on the fruit I could eat. And some people are affected differently than others with IBD, and those are my main few triggers, and I know to stay away from them. But other being a bathroom disease, IBD does work in other ways too, like with me with ulcerative colitis. And one sign that I know I have a flare coming up are actually joints. My last flare up in February, I never really went to the bathroom per se, but all my joints from my fingers to my like elbow, my knees, ached so bad with that. And my stomach did feel a little bit off, but I wasn't like constantly running to the bathroom. That was a flare up. Because once again, inflammation causes pain in the joints, and also my eyes. One of the things, I don't know if it was 2 years ago, when I had a flare up, it actually affected my eyes where I couldn't look at light. It bothered me so bad. It's like if you had like a migraine or a sinus headache without the headache, where you can't look at light, it bothers you. That's what happened to me. So there are a lot of different factors that it affects other than just the gut. But like I said, knock on wood, I haven't had a huge flare up since 2015. I try to take care of myself as much as I can. I really should be eating better. I should really be doing better. But I do watch my trigger foods, and my trigger, I guess, well, the stress trigger is the most top portion. And I work for customer service in a telecommunications company. But all in all, most of the time it's good. But just wanted to share my story today since it is World IBD Day. Not exactly the most pleasant thing to talk about, but just kind of bring awareness. Even though you really can't see the disease from the outside, you don't know what that person with IBD is going through. And if they're a little bit tired, or they're a little bit achy, or they can't go out as much, you just gotta take in consideration what they're going through. But just wanted to pop in and thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, give it a big thumbs up, and like, comment, consider subscribing. We got a few cruises coming up here soon, so I'm super excited. We're both all ready to go on a cruise. Since the weather's getting better here in Pennsylvania. It's beautiful today, it's sunny and it's warm. So we're really getting in the mood now. So I want to thank you guys again for watching this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.